Good morning again, everyone. It is now 9:30, so we are going to start. I am Deborah Edwards, and I will be your presenter for this morning. So before we get into anything at all, we are going to start off with prayer, and then we can get some ground rules out of the way. Is everyone hearing me, though? They can put
Yes, miss.
Yes,
awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right, so let us pray. Dear Lord, as we're gathered here for this another morning, I pray for clarity, understanding. I pray that you will guide us throughout this session and that the students on this platform this morning and those that will be seeing it after would have garnered something, would have learned something new, or something would have been brought back to memory based on what they would have been. Race course primary. All right, let's just try that. Let us pray. Dear Lord, as we come before you for this another morning, I pray for clarity and understanding. I pray that whatever we will be going through this morning, that it will be brought to the students in a way that they will understand and it will bring meaning for them. I pray that you will refresh whatever they would have covered, bring it back to the forefront of their mind so they would be able to use it. As we are about to go throughout today, I pray that this will be an eye-opening session and that students will have a full understanding of what will be covered. These and other mentioned mercies I ask. In your precious name I pray. Amen. No.
Amen.
Amen. Now that we have that out of the way, there are a few things that I would like to cover before we go any further. Your microphones. I am going to ask that you keep your microphone closed unless you are asked a question or you are responding to a question. I don't want you to type in the chat unnecessarily unless you are typing a response based on a question that was asked. I would have noticed by a few persons opening their cameras earlier that some persons are still at home. And with this being said, we know that persons are in the household that will be moving around and talking. We don't want that to be a distraction for persons that are at school or that are talking. So we are asking you to be mindful of all of this and keep your microphone closed unless you're called upon to respond to a question. If not, and you're not given the opportunity to respond verbally, you can always type your responses in the chat. We accept those. Now we're going to be going through a task that would have been shared with the school a day or two ago. Let me see, show of hands. Now there are some features. I don't know how this is working, if there are instances where there is just one device and the teacher is in the room with you. In instances such as those, teachers, I'm going to ask that you assist me as best as possible in identifying persons. So if it is the case that the school where I'm seeing some schools coming on, so I'm seeing Bunkers Hill Primary and Infant, I don't know if that's the entire school or just one person having that name, but whatever the situation is, teachers, if you're in a room with your class sets and not everyone has a device for themselves, I'm going to ask that you assist me by allowing them to raise their hands when I ask a question. And if you have someone that has a response, then you can just have that person come to the forefront and then respond once I call on that person. I am going to be closing the microphones for all to ensure that we don't have any bump in the road so that we can get through this process as smoothly as possible. Before we move further though, are there any questions? Is there anything that you would like clarity on before we move on? You can use the raise hand feature here and then I can just unmute you. Any questions? All right, I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, so let us just go ahead and move forward. Again, Remember, use the raise hand feature. You will not be seeing my face again until the end of the session because I don't want it to be the case where because I have my camera open, my internet gets a little shaky. So you'll be hearing my voice throughout, definitely, but you will not be seeing my face until at the end of the session. Now I will be sharing my screen. Now for today's session, we will be going through the task that was shared with the school called Jamaica Day Celebration.
Yeah, turn off the
Just give me a minute. All right, so you will be a little bit handicapped now because person's microphone kept on coming on. So I have muted everyone. So the only way you'll be able to speak if you use the raise hand feature. I'll then identify you, allow you to unmute, and then you'll be able to respond. So the task that we'll be going through this morning is called Jamaica Day celebration. And we would have all been familiar with Jamaica Day and what it entails and going to school and wearing your colors and just having a day where emphasis is placed on our culture. So that is the theme for this task this morning. We'll be focusing on Jamaica Day and all that it entails. What I love about Jamaica Day is all of the sweet treats that our culture has to offer. I really enjoy that. So we can have a conversation about that further down or at the end, and you can tell me what you think about the task. But for now, let's get into it. No, Jamaica Day celebration. Your school is planning a Jamaica Day celebration to highlight the Jamaican culture. Each class must organize a part of the event, including food, games, performances, and decorations. Your task will require you to plan the schedule, plan the lunch menu, and prepare a budget. Now, you would have always heard or seen the preparations taking place at school, and you really don't know what goes into it. So now you're going to have a first-hand experience as to what the teachers do in the background to ensure that the day is a success, to ensure that when you come and you dress up in your nice clothes, you see everything laid out. They are just going to give you an insight as to what goes on behind the scene for you to come and have such a fabulous day on Jamaica Day. So the first part of the task, scheduling and time. Your group is responsible for creating the activity schedule. The event should start at 9 a.m. and end no later than 3 p.m. Whole day something. So what we're asking now, we're asking you to create a schedule. How you think the day must start? So they are giving you control over this. So they are giving you some suggested activities. So we have the opening ceremony, we have the traditional games, we have cultural performances, lunch and food sampling, that is the part that I would like, art and crafts, sports, and cleanup. So what will happen now is you have been given the luxury of selecting what take place on Jamaica Day at your school. So I want you to go ahead. If it is the case that you have the sheets in front of your teachers, let me know if they have the papers in front of them. Do they have access to the papers right now or no? So I know how to move forward. Anyone can just type it in the chat for me. Do the students have access to the papers? All right. Oh, I'm seeing yes, but I don't know from which school. All right, I see one student that I would have seen her face. No paper at Hazard. Burton, which school? Coffee Piece, yes. Chinfat, which school? Kellits, yes. All right, so we have a mixture. So persons that have the paper in front of them, thank you so much. All right, thank you, Watson. Thank you so much for the responses. No to tweet side. So we're going to work with it. So I'm going to take from students that do have and students that don't. No, this is what we have in front of us right now. So these are the suggested activities. So for students that don't have the paper in front of them, go ahead and write down some of the activities that you would want to take part. And then I'm going to take a few hands. So if you don't have the activity sheet in front of you, go ahead and state how you want to start the day and what it is that you want to be a part of your day. Take into consideration the suggested activities. We have the opening ceremony, we have traditional games, we have cultural performances, lunch and food sampling, arts and crafts, sports, and cleanup time. What are some things I wanted to take into consideration? The time frame for the events. You go some places and they will tell you, say, okay, we're going to start at 9. And boops, by your look, 11 o'clock and you're not started. That is not going to be your event. Your event would be a timely thing. So that's why you were given the time needed as well. So we're not going to stick to an agenda or to the schedule as to what it is that you have to do for the day. So as I said before, for persons that don't have the sheet with them, just go ahead and make a note of the things that you want to take to happen for your Jamaica Day and take into consideration your start time and your end time. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes for that. And then I'm going to choose some persons and then we will start. All right. All right. Never fear. We will go through it regardless. And for the schools that don't have the paper, it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, but it's not detrimental in the sense that if it is the case that the students don't have the paper, you can always go back or give them the paper to see what it is that they remember when you have the opportunity to print the paper and let them have it so they can go through it for themselves. So even though we will be having a conversation today, after this, you can always just give them the paper and just see what they remember. The whole point of it is for us to have an understanding today as to what is required and what is the thought process that goes into the responses for these questions, and not just for them to see some numerical values and perform an operation and jot it on the paper. We have to have an understanding of what is the thought process that they go through in order to get to their answer. I know I've been talking a lot, but it's your time now. So again, using the raise hand feature, anyone would like to tell me what their schedule looks like? I want an idea. Oh, I don't just want the schedule. Let me give you a minute more for this part. So I want you to give me a schedule and tell me how much time you would have spent based on the activities that you have so far. So along with your schedule, I want you to state the time that you would have spent to cover said activities. Question though, how long should the function last for based on the start time and the end time while you're working? Don't just listen to me and stop writing, just listen and write same time. How long should the day's activity last? So nobody now use the raise hand feature. What is happening here? Teachers, you can use it for them, or if somebody puts up them hand, you raise the raise hand feature and draw them up at the front and let them respond. But I'm not seeing. I don't see no hands. Okay, yes, I'm seeing a hand. Wait, I know the person because she opened her camera earlier this morning. I don't know your name, but you are Lenovo Tab. You can go first, but you have to tell me your name when you start. Lenovo Tab. Something would pop up on your screen and say that the host is asking you to unmute. So you just unmute. Lenovo Smart Tab. Yes, go ahead. Tell me your name first, darling.
My name is Dejane Douglas.
Dejane Douglas. Which school are you from, Dejane?
Denby Primary, but I'm at home right now.
I know, you're the one that I was talking about because I heard when daddy or somebody calls you this morning because both your camera and your microphone was open. But let's go now. So wait, you know what? I'm not going to ask you here. How long we have for the activities?
6 hours.
6 hours. Awesome. Have you started writing down your schedule as yet?
Well,
This deep. Which well? You're supposed to be making notes, man. Just jot down. Even if I know you don't have the paper because you would have stated that earlier. So if you have like OC, we know that is opening ceremony. If you have like TG, we know that is traditional games. I just wanted to have an outline of what you want to happen. Remember, you are the one planning the day. So I want to have a feel of what it is that you want to happen for today and just take the time into consideration. Let us see.
Food and lunch.
No, so write down all of it. You finished write it already? Now because
No,
they're home, so go and go finish up. Me gonna ask to see your paper when you're done. Go and start writing. All right, so I have another question. I'm going to go with Hazard Primary. I want somebody to just outline what they have for their day. Just tell me some of the events that you have for your day. So, sir, grab a student, anyone that is willing to share, just grab them and then allow them to share for me. So go ahead, Hazard Primary. I'm going to unmute you. Well, you can unmute. Hazard Primary not ready? All right. Which school is represented by Paulette Douglas? I'm not seeing a school name. I'm going to ask you to unmute and you can just go ahead and share. Okay, Douglas, tell me the school.
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Tell me the school. Miss Douglas? Yes, dear, we are. You sound a little bit, the internet sounds a little bit shaky, you know, but we can. Yes, Miss Douglas, I'm hearing you. When you say you're not sure if anybody is hearing you, it's a little bit glitchy, but we're still hearing you.
Hello.
All right, Miss Douglas, we have to go try this again. You might have to relocate. Next person on my list, Richie's Primary, same question. I want someone from your class to come and tell me what their schedule looks like. What is on your schedule for the day? Richie's Primary, go ahead. Oh, that's a whisper in our background. Who is the student that is presenting to us this morning? May I have your name, please?
Kashina Brown.
Kashina Brown. All right. What does your schedule look like? Tell me what is on your Jamaica Day schedule.
This first thing on my Jamaica Day schedule is opening ceremony.
All right. Opening ceremony. I start off right. I gonna have get speaker and such. Okay, no problem. Then
Cultural performance, traditional games, lunch and food sampling, arts and clubs, sports and
Arts
cleaning
and
up.
craft. So yeah, do everything. You're doing everything on the schedule, on the suggested activities.
Yes, miss.
So wait then, let me ask you a question. You have enough time to do everything? When you add up all of this time, how long all of this going to take?
Miss
Did you work it out and see how long it
hours.
will take? All of this fun, this something going to take you 6
Miss.
hours? What you said?
No, miss.
Talk up, man. I'm not hearing you. Like your answer go down in a hole
No,
now. Come, what
miss.
did you say? No?
Miss,
So
no.
you're one of them people. So how much time do we have?
Miss 6 hours.
So you have to plan with within that 6 hours. You cannot exceed the 6 hours. So you have to go back to the drawing board with this. But thank you so much for contributing. All right, next on my list is Tollgate Primary. I want somebody to give me their schedule. Anyone? Tollgate Primary. Oh, God, I don't move. Go ahead, Tollgate Primary.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So, Christina Lewis from Tollgate Primary, grade 5 student.
Wait there. I know Christina Lewis this because this voice sound.
No, I am saying I am going to put on Christina Lewis.
Oh, because me I said the voice that sound adult, man. All right. Okay.
All right. All right. Go ahead, Christina.
Okay. First I have opening ceremony.
Okay.
Then cultural performances,
Mhm.
traditional games, lunch and food sampling, sports, and then last cleanup.
All right. Okay. So how much time did you spend based on your activities that you have on your schedule? How much time did you spend?
5 hours and 40 minutes.
How much?
5 hours and 40 minutes.
5 hours and 40 minutes. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No. Based on what Christina, it's Christina, right?
Yes, miss.
All right. Based on what Christina would have shared, Christina said that she would have done the opening ceremony, traditional games, cultural performances, lunch and food sampling, because you know we couldn't leave out the food, sports, and then clean up. Now, prior to that, someone would have made mention that we would have done everything. They're suggesting that we do everything, but I want one person to tell me why we couldn't do everything that they suggested. Any one person. Remember, if your hand is a legacy hand, if your hand was up prior to this for the other question, you can just lower them. So when the new questions come, we know how to treat those. So anyone, I want someone to explain to me why we couldn't do everything that was on the list of suggested activities. Why we couldn't do everything. I'm seeing a hand, Sharon Scott. Just please share the name of the school for me. Oh, wrong person. You people keep moving. Sharon Scott, go ahead. Tell me the school.
Our school is Mineral Heights Christian Preparatory School.
Oh, awesome.
Michael Dola will be answering the question.
Tell me the name again.
Michael Dola.
Michael.
Dola.
All right. I didn't get the last name, but I'm not going to stress myself. Go ahead, Michael.
If you use everything on the list, you wouldn't be able to end by the time that you needed. That is 3 p.m.
How much over the time would we go if we do everything that is suggested? Or you never work out that far?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? All right. Thank you so much for that. No, for persons that, thank you so much, Michael. For persons that are looking on and you don't have the paper, we want to have the conversation. So when you do get your paper and you're going through and you're working it out for yourself, like things start to fall into place for you. So what Michael is saying, if we take up ourselves and say we're going to do everything that they suggested, we wouldn't have stayed within the time frame that they would have suggested, which is 3 o'clock. We would have ended because he's saying that we would go over by 30 minutes. So we would have been one of those persons that would have set the time and then we go way past the time that we would have already scheduled. So we don't want to be that person. So we want to stay within the time frame. You know, things can go a little bit over, so we want to give ourselves a little wiggle room. So as Christina would have suggested, taking a few items from the list, and she would have gotten 5 hours and 40 minutes, which would have give us enough time. You know, if things slip over into something else, we know how to treat same. So these are some things we have to be realistic when we get the question. We have to ensure that it meets the criteria, because in most instances, we are always given a criteria. We are always given some boundaries that we're not supposed to pass. So we always have to take that into consideration when we're answering the questions. So I'm going to show you what I have here as my activities. It is similar to, why everybody, I left out art and craft and Christina left out art and craft. Why we leave out art and craft? So mine is pretty similar to what Christina has. So I have opening ceremony, traditional games, but my food is a little bit earlier because, you know, it's food sampling. So that means everybody going to have little food here and there, and you want time to go around it before it finish. So we have cultural performance, sports, and cleanup. And as Christina would have stated, we would have taken 5 hours and 40 minutes. So for students that are not so sure as to how we got to that point, let us do the breakdown. Now, the time now. This is the part. I never asked, but anyway. All right, Scott's Pass, primary and infant, raise the hand. Go ahead. Wait, let me find you. And then you can. Go ahead, Scott's Pass. You have a question?
All right. So good morning, Miss Edwards. My
Good
students are a
morning.
little shy, but they have a question.
Go ahead.
Can I take up 30 minutes of the traditional games?
That is a very good question, you know. But I don't think so. Why I don't think so is because this is the, well, let me not say no. I wouldn't recommend it. Why? Because you would have given, why would you want to take off 30 minutes of the traditional games though? Why would you want to take 30 minutes of the traditional games?
So I could have 6 hours.
Oh, so you want to include everything. So you want to go with traditional games for a shorter time.
Yes, miss.
All right, I like your reasoning, but I wouldn't suggest you do that. Once it is the case that you are provided with an outline or a suggested time frame, I would strongly suggest that you stick with that and not tweak it unless the question would have prompted you to do so. So like, what if the question would have asked, is there another way that we could stay within the time frame and accommodate all the suggested activities? Then no, you could make that suggestion that instead of going for traditional games for 75 minutes, if you take off 30 minutes of the traditional game, how long would you spend on it? Scott's Pass, why you move? I'm not finished talk to you. Come on, come right back. If you took 30 minutes off, the traditional games, how long would you spend on it? Why miss answering? Why did I hear miss voice? No, teachers, me don't want to hear from one any at all. Me don't want to hear one of mouth. Go ahead, sir.
Minutes. 45 minutes.
Tell me how you got the 45 minutes. Tell me what you did to get the 45 minutes. I know you and me so go do the exam, you know, you alone going in there So tell me how you got the 45 minutes. Or ask your classmates to
All of you.
assist.
75 minus 30.
75 minutes, and I'm taking 30 minutes from it. That leaves me with 45 minutes. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so moving right along, we're just going to show how I did my working out. Now, if you looked at the slide before, this would have shown the breakdown based on the time spent. So I know I want to show 45 minutes. So from 9 to 9:45, that is pretty straightforward. Traditional games would have taken 75 minutes. So I have to now calculate that 75 minutes, but we're going to show the breakdown of that here. So to figure out, although Christina would have shown us or would have told us earlier that we would have taken 5 hours, 40 minutes, we're going to do the breakdown to see if it's really right. So we're looking at the opening ceremony to the traditional games and how much time that would be. So if we're starting at 45 minutes, and we're adding 15 minutes. So if each 15 minutes interval is what we are using here. So we're having 15 minutes here to get us to 60 minutes. And then we're adding 30 minutes. Ms. Douglas, did you raise your hand or lower it? I'm not seeing it here. All right. So this is just going to show how it is that, how we calculate to see how much time we would have spent on the different activities. So my 45 minutes plus my 75 minutes would give me 120 minutes. So for the 2 activities, we would have spent 120 minutes on just the first 2 activities. Now we are adding another 60 minutes now to the time that we would have already spent, which is 120 minutes. And that 60 minutes would be for lunch and food sampling. So we're starting at 120 minutes and we're adding, question though, anyone can raise your hand. How many groups of 30 can I get out of 60? All right. Go ahead, Douglas. I forgot the school name.
Rosewood
How
Primary
many?
School.
Which school are you? I remember you had the internet connection. Which school is this again, Miss Douglas?
Rosewood Primary.
Rosewell Primary.
Rosewood Primary.
Awesome. How many 30 minutes can I get out of 60? Any one of your students?
Minutes out of 60 minutes.
I can get 2 30 minutes out of 60. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So we are moving along again. So this is just an illustration just to show what is happening at each interval. So I'm adding two groups of 30 minutes to get the 60 minutes, and that would bring me up to 180 minutes. And now I'm adding 90 minutes. How much groups of 30 can I get out of 90? Jacqueline. Oh Lord, I am so sorry in advance. That person, all right, that person left.
So, Missy could get 3 out of it.
3 what?
3 group of 3.
3 groups of 3?
Miss.
Pardon me?
Miss 3 groups of 30 minutes, miss.
Awesome. Which school is this?
Reddy's primary and infant school.
All right, thank you so much. So 3 groups of 30, we could get out of 90 minutes. So we are just going to show that 3 groups of 30 and see where it takes us. Where do we end up? So we were at 180. So let us go with our 3 groups of 30. So we're going 1. The first group takes us to 210 minutes. Another group takes us to 240 minutes. And our third groups of 30 takes us to 270 minutes. So you realize how with time adding up, with each activity that we're adding, the time is really getting away from us. So let us go now. Now for sports is 40 minutes. So we are going to go ahead and add our 40 minutes. This is a little bit different now. Now we have 15 minutes intervals. So what do we need? We realized that we were moving by 30. So we'd need a 30 and a what to get to 40? All right, race course primary, sorry. Go ahead. Race course primary, you can unmute.
And
No, man. Go ahead again. I heard something squeal out. What did you say?
30 minutes plus 10 equals 40 minutes.
All right, so 30 minutes plus 10 minutes equals 40 minutes. Awesome. So we are just going to go ahead and add that. So the 30 minutes that you suggested would take us to 300, and then the 10 minutes would take us to 310. And then, of course, we have another 30 minutes to add to that. So the 30 minutes, 310, plus the 30 minutes would take us to 340 minutes. And that would be our entire time. But there is something that is just confusing me here. Christina did say 5 hours, 40 minutes, but I don't have 5 hours, 40 minutes. I have 340 minutes. Who can tell me how Christina got 5 hours, 40 minutes? Because I'm not sure if Christina is right. Because what Christina said and what I have are two totally different things. Who can help me to figure this out? Because I'm not so sure of what is happening here. Mrs. Bailey, tell me the school, and you can have one of your students responding. I want some assistance with this one. Mrs. Bailey? All right, no. Miss Ricketts, am I getting this right? Miss Ricketts?
Wait. Go ahead.
All right,
Good
Miss
morning.
Ricketts, which school?
Everyone.
Good morning, everyone. I am from Thompson Primary, and my name is Lashantia Robinson. I divided 300 and
Wait there. I'm hearing Miss. I don't want to hear Miss any at all. Go ahead.
300 divided by 6 equals 5.
300. Where did the 300 come from?
300 minutes.
Yeah, so where did that 300 miss? Because I'm seeing 340. Where did you get 300 and why 300? Anyone else? Can I choose one of these hands that are already here? Miss Scott? Miss Scott? Yes, you're on mute. You have to come closer. You have to come closer so I can hear you. And so everyone else can hear you as well.
She converted the 340 minutes into hours.
All right, she converted. But how she do that though? I want to know how to do that. How do I do that?
Then 60 minutes make 1 hour. So
All right, I like your explanation. Wait, give us some time to process what you're saying. You say 60 minutes make
1 hour.
1 hour. So what am I going to do with that now?
Going to divide the 60 minutes by the 340.
So you mean I'm going to divide 340 minutes by 60.
Yes.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out how many groups of 60 I can get out of 340.
Yes, miss.
So how many groups of 60 can I get out of 340?
Can get 5.
5. Okay. So Christina, this is 5. So where the 40 come from?
The remainder.
It's the remainder. Thank you so much. So the 5, it is 5 what then? The 5 represents what?
Hours.
5 hours, and the 40 is? Minutes. Great job. Awesome. So Christina was indeed right, because Christina did say 5 hours 40 minutes, but I wasn't so sure how Christina got that 5 hours 40 minutes, because what I got is totally different. But now I have a better understanding. What they are saying is that I am going to find out how many groups of 60 I can, because they say 60 minutes make 1 hour. So I'm trying to figure out how many groups of 60 I can get out of 340. So I can get 5 groups, and that 5 represents 5 hours, but I will have a remainder of 40 minutes. So the time spent on our program is 5 hours and 40 minutes. Great job. Awesome. Tap yourselves on the shoulder. Awesome. Awesome. Any question based on what we would have covered so far? Do we have any questions? No, let me just make something crystal clear. You see, if you don't know, it's not a problem. Here is where we want you to make the mistakes. Here is where we want you to buck your toe. Here is where we want it to happen. We don't want it to happen when you get the exam paper and you're not so sure what going on. So even if you're not sure of something, still ask your questions, still say what you think. It's not about getting the right answer. It's about understanding why it is that you're doing what you're doing. So when you see the paper and you see some numerical values, you're gonna start add, subtract, multiply, and divide because you're not certain of what to do. So if you're not so sure, go ahead and ask your question. It is fine. No, we have no problem at all with that. Moving right along now. So we have set our schedule and we know exactly what is going to happen. Our next task is lunch choices. So in addition to the schedule created, you need to find out what are different options of lunch. What are wait. Hold on. All right. In addition to the schedule created, you need to find out what are the different options on the lunch menu. A group of your classmates conducted a survey to find out students' preferences for the type of Jamaican traditional meal they would prefer. The total number of students surveyed was 120. All students responded, and their responses are represented on the pie chart below. Now, what do we have there? I want one person to just read what we have. What are Stacy and Facey? Go ahead. I'm going to just start call some school at random, because some school now put up their man, Stacy and Facey, you can go ahead and unmute and tell me the school. Stacy and Clark Facey, sorry.
It's primary and infant school.
Case primary and infants. I just want one student to tell me the different options that was a part of the survey. What were the different meals that the students selected? You can see my screen, right? Pardon me? You know, say uno make Mr. talk, and Mr. tell enough to say uno name, and I'll know nobody now answer. Hayes, who wants to respond? Your microphone is still open.
Are you hearing us?
Yes, dear, I am.
Okay.
Just look at the pie chart and tell me what the different options are. What are the meals of choice? Not hearing anything. I'm afraid I'll have to move. Oh, here's a new name.
Are you not hearing?
No, I'm not here. I'm just hearing you, miss. I'm not hearing when anyone else speaks, if anyone else is speaking.
Yes. Say your name again. Oh.
My name is Amar.
Are you hearing me?
I can hardly hear her. She sounds like she's very far from the device.
No, she's very close. Come on.
My name is Amar. And the choices that they pick are natural rundowns
No,
or
they're not hearing you.
Yes, I'm hearing her. I'm hearing her.
Okay.
a canned saltfish along with jerk chicken.
All right. One more question for you, although I don't remember your name because you said that when you were a little bit low. Which meal had the greatest preference?
The jerk chicken.
All right. And which meal everybody never so like? Them never so sure about it. Not a lot of people picked it.
Mackerel and
Yes.
a canned saltfish.
Mackerel and ackee and so which one they liked more? Mackerel rundown or ackee and saltfish?
A canned saltfish.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so we're moving right along now. So the question they're asking, so them give you all of that information. So them say 120 pitney, and they decided on these. So what we would have heard from Hayes Primary is that the favorite was jerk chicken. Then we have ackee and saltfish next, and then we see how the fish and the mackerel rundown work out. Look like they're not so like that one there, the coconut milk, but let us leave them alone with that. So they're asking you now to use the information on the pie chart to state whether the statements are true or false by placing a tick in the appropriate column. For persons that don't have the sheets, see what I'm talking about here? So we are going to go ahead and read this. There was a hand that was just raised. Just may not even know whose hand is raised. Just all right. All right. Could everyone lower their hand? Just lower their hand. So when the fresh hands them come up, I can see whose hands. Thank you. That was done with such swift. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Anyway, so here are the statements, and we're trying to figure out if they're true or false. Teachers, remember, you want to hear the students. So here we go now. 60 students preferred jerk chicken as their meal of choice. No, me didn't only see one number, and the number that I saw was 120. So I don't know where the 60 come from, but them say 60 students preferred jerk chicken as their meal of choice. So I want somebody to explain to me where that 60 come from, because them say 120 pitney, do the survey. Where did this 60 come from? And is the statement true or false? Rest Primary, go ahead. Rest Primary, you can go ahead and unmute. All right, we're going to go again. Martin Williamson. Tell me the school.
One Farmer Primary.
Tell me the school again.
One Farmer Primary.
Oh, Mount Carmel. Okay, awesome. Go ahead now. I'm seeing a 60 here. So I have two questions I have. Where did the 60 come from? And is the statement true or false? Where did the 60 come from? Because the only number they gave me was 120.
Miss, because the half of 120 is 60, Miss.
Oh, that makes sense for true. So you're saying that half of 120 is 60.
Yes, miss.
But why half though? Why half? Why half?
Miss, because it's one circle, miss, and the half of the circle is dirty chickens.
All right, so you say one circle and half a circle jerk chicken. So and you say half of 120 is 60. So is the statement true or false?
True, miss.
The statement is true. What's your name, sir?
Yes, miss. I'm sorry.
Amir?
Yes, miss.
Awesome job, Amir. Thank you so much. So Amir said half of 120 because I never so sure how them get that 60 and they only give me 120. So Amir is saying that half of 120 is 60. And because you have one whole circle and is half of the circle. So half of the 120 is 60. So I like Amir's response. And him said the statement is true because if half of 120 is 60 and they say 60 students prefer jerk chicken as their meal of choice, then the statement is true. So here is the next one now. They said a portion representing the number of students who prefer ackee and saltfish represents a quarter turn or forms 30 degrees angle at the center. That sounds like a whole heap. Whole heap, whole heap, whole heap, whole heap. So let us go down here. So now, Mitchelltown Primary, come, your turn. Your turn. You say your turn. Mitchelltown Primary. Wait, everybody.
Miss, that answer would be true. The statement would be true.
All right. So you're saying that the portion representing the number of students who prefer ackee and saltfish represents a quarter turn or forms a 30-degree angle at the center. Are you saying it is true?
Yes, miss.
All right. So before, question though, I have a question. You see, for the first one, read jerk chicken. You hearing me?
Yes, miss.
Angles in a circle. Add up to what? Angles in a circle add up to what?
Angles in a circle add up to 0 degrees.
0. So you don't move none at all.
Come and answer. Go ahead and answer. You can answer. You can answer.
Anyone else can answer. It doesn't matter. Help him. He said 0. So I just want to know if I should run with this or if I should leave it alone.
Hold on, children, talk so Miss can hear you.
It's 360.
360 banana, 360 centimeters, 360 what?
Degree.
360 degrees. Okay. So the angle of a half a circle is what then? If the angle of a whole circle, the angle at the center of the circle is 360. What is the angle of the half of the circle?
It's 180 degrees.
Oh, you get 180. We just come up with some number. So where the 180 come from?
Miss, if you subtract 180 from 360, you can get back 180. So half like a half I circle, so you get back the same half from 360.
Oh, so 180 plus 180 give me 360.
Yes, miss.
All right, cool, no problem. So that is half, not true?
Yes, miss.
So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my camera now because we want to understand something here. So because Una said the statement true. So this is my half. Yesterday I spent my time and I made this. The circle might not be big and fat, but I have a circle. You see the circle?
Yes, miss.
This is the whole and this is a half. You see it?
Yes, miss.
And this is the whole. Not true?
Yes, miss.
This portion would be for which meal?
Jerk chicken.
The jerk chicken. Awesome. But me know say now say him say The statement said, let me tell you, because I don't want to tell no lie, no, so I just want to be sure. Let me tell you what the statement said. I'm trying to find my page. Oh, see it here. It said the section for ackee and saltfish is a quarter turn. So if this is a half, what would a quarter look like?
Half of the half.
Miss half.
Who does? Who's the half of the half? Tell me your name, man, or open your camera so I can see it, because you're seeing my face, so I should see your face too. Tell me now what you're saying. You know, no class dark though, because if the camera open, I'm still not see nothing.
Working.
Oh, it not work. Osh. All right. So you see a half of a half. So I'm more than one, because I didn't figure say uno know. So I didn't think so me green, bright, and pretty. So look now. This is my quarter. So see it here. Look. Me make sure cut out, see it here. So you see a half of a half. Is this a half of the half? Is the green part a half of the half? So why wanna stop talking to me?
Miss Nathaniel?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
All right. So question now. If this is 180, what is this? If this is 180 degrees, the angle in this is 180. What is this? Where say?
90 degrees.
Where the 90 come from? Because you now work some magic here, so you know, I need to understand what it is that you're doing.
We're not one at a time. Because it's half of the 180.
90 plus
So-
90.
All right, that little brother, the way I say plus plus. All right, you're saying that it is because it is half of 180 and 90 plus 90 gives me
108.
180. Back to the young man that was there before, front and center, your time again. So your class support you, so your turn now. So listen to what the statement says. At the section for ackee and saltfish is quarter turn or 30 degrees. True or false?
True.
Why is it true? First part, is it a quarter turn? What is a quarter turn?
Miss 90 degrees, miss.
A quarter turn is 90 degrees.
Yes, miss.
All right. Hear what you're saying. You see a quarter turn is 90 degrees. Hear what the question say. The section for ackee and saltfish is a quarter turn or 30 degrees. Is the statement true or false?
You're not listening to the other part of the question.
Missy falls, miss.
White false. And this not sound like the person that I was talking to before, you know. This person sounds different.
Miss, because as soon as 90 degrees, I quarter turn for ackee and saltfish. For 120 minutes.
What? Wait. Oh, we end up a minute. What you saying to me?
Miss, you 120 as soon as half fight at 60, so the ackee and saltfish are gonna be 30. But if after the quarter turn would have be 90 degrees, so it would have be the statement would have be false, miss.
Oh, but you said something a while ago and I never picked that up. You said it would be 30 students because it's half would have been 60, so a quarter would have been 30. But they never said 30 students, they said 30 degrees. Right?
So that is the answer.
So,
30 degrees, miss.
no, man. Here is what I'm saying. You said that it's 100 students, right?
Yes, miss.
And for jerk chicken, how many students would that be?
Miss, but 120 minutes, not 100.
No, man, but you mentioned, all right, never mind. I don't want to confuse you. So, is the statement true or false? I missed that in my background. I said false.
No,
Okay. So, question, is the statement true or false?
Answer.
False, miss.
False. All right, I have a question for you. The person that is talking to me, what is your name?
Evan Stewart.
Evan?
Javal.
Stewart. Listen. How many students participated in the survey?
Miss 120.
120 students. How many students like jerk chicken?
60.
How many students like ackee and saltfish?
30.
How you get the 30?
Miss, because half of 60 are 30.
Because half of
Miss,
60.
and one quarter too.
And-
Fish is a quarter.
All right, Stuart. I like it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have a question? Let me go back and share. Is anyone that is not clear as to what we just did? Any questions from anyone? So Mitchelltown Primary is saying 2B is false. We are going to check this, because we're not so sure. So we are going to check this. But his reasoning, sir, sounds good to me. Any questions based on what we just discussed? Anyone? All right. Thomas. Jesus, I don't want to butcher this first name. Santora Thomas, you are going to be responding next. Let me find you first. And we're looking for the response for 2C. So they're asking, mackerel rundown represents a 40-degree turn. Yes. Go ahead, Thomas Santora. I hope I didn't butcher your name.
Hello, Miss.
Hello there. Which school are you representing?
Simon Primary.
Thank you so much. So we are looking for now, we are answering the 2C. It says mackerel rundown represents a 45-degree turn. Is this statement true or false?
True, Miss.
Oh, you know.
Because half of 90 is 45. Because half of 90 is 45.
So where half of 90 come from? We don't have to guide me. Remember, I'm not so solid. So we have to ensure, say that again.
The half of 90 comes from the ackee and saltfish.
What you mean come from the ackee and saltfish? What you mean? Suppose you see how close me to my laptop right now to hear what you say. What you mean? Is there another way that you can say that for me?
Yes, Miss.
The escovitch fish plus the mackerel rundown is what?
It's 45.
So when me add so you're saying that the escovitch and the mackerel rundown is 45 together?
No, 90, Miss.
Oh, together they are 90. But how do you know that it is 90 though?
Because 45 is 45 because 45 plus 45 equals 90.
Wait there, why your echo? Because every time him say something, you say something. See, I say 45, but how you know say it's 90? I need a reference point. What did you use on the pie chart to say that it is 90? What you use? You're not wrong, You're not wrong. But I want to know how you know. How do you know for certain that the escovitch plus the mackerel rundown is 90?
Half of 360 equals 180.
Yes.
And the half of 180 is 90.
And the half of 180 is 90. I'm like the support that you're getting. Okay. So jerk chicken, you're saying jerk chicken is 180. Ackee and saltfish is 90. And escovitch and mackerel combined is 90. So you're saying a half of that. A half of the escovitch a half of that portion would be 45.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Awesome. Great job. All right. So we are going to check to see if whatever we came up with, if it is correct. So let us check this. We're going back to the paper folding that we did earlier. We know the angles at the center of the circle is 360 degrees. This is something that I didn't tell you, that some of you would have already known, and I'm so appreciative of that. I'm happy that you are comfortable with this. I see a hand raised. Is this hand new? Husband store? You're asking a question, husband store?
Yes, miss. We were saying that they are unable to say, to respond. We're just getting a chance just a while ago to use the audio. We're saying that we cannot
Oh.
unmute.
Oh my, I am so sorry. I'm going to look out for you for the next one. So just get them
Thank you.
together.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Now, these are things that we would have discussed a while ago throughout the schools that would have had the conversation. We would have had the conversation and you would have heard their responses. So we know that the angle is 360. A half represents the jerk chicken. And they say that a half of the 360 is 180 degrees. No problem. Then we're going now to fold the circle again, which I showed you with my green part, which is a half of the half, which is a quarter. So a quarter of the 360 would be 90. And then a half of that quarter would be 1/8. And then we find 1/8 of the 360, which would give us 45 degrees. No, folding the paper is always good. I'm going to stop sharing to show you something. When you get the chance, let me show you what I used. Stop sharing and I'm going to open my camera. Anything that you want to experiment with. Yesterday, hold on. This is what I used yesterday to create my circle. So I just used the bottom of this Lysol bottle. So I created first, I had a very fatty boom boom circle, but then I said I didn't have enough paper. This is the fatty boom boom circle that I had initially, but then I didn't have enough paper. So I used this one. So you realize I have the halves and then I have the quarter. So what I did was to put them on top of each other. So a while ago, we would have said that the quarter is a half of the half. But look at the 1/8. Look how it fits. Wait, it is so small. You realize that the 1/8, you see in it? The 1/8 is a half of the quarter. So these are things that you can experiment with at home. All we do is to fold. Once you draw the circle and you cut it out, you fold it, and then you can go ahead and label the different pieces. You don't have to wait for miss. You can go and fold. See there? We just fold it and I just color one part. Find a little bottle, any kind of scrap paper, anything you can find, even newspaper. Once the newspaper flat and straighten out, just find the circle, mark it out, and color it, and look at the relationship. So you see it? So this is something that you can experiment with at home. So yes, let us get back. We got a little bit distracted there, but let us get back to the task at hand. Let me start sharing again. So we are back on track. So here we go now. So that is what we would have discussed. All right, and that is what we came up with. Now checking the responses. Let us say we would have gotten true, false, true, and we don't know so a star already. So I want to get everything right. That is awesome. Now then we are moving to the other part. We know so we not so like, but we're gonna do it anyway. So here is where we talk about the budget planning now. Money we are dealing with now. You know, when it comes to money, you have to be very precise. When it comes to the money, we have to know what we are doing. So they say each class receives $7,200 to spend on the celebration. Your group decides to spend the money like this. 2/3 for food, 1/8 for games, 1/6 for performances, and the rest for decorations and supplies. No, here's what they're asking us to do. Using the budget outlined above, calculate the actual dollar amount spent on food, games, and performances. So here's what I am going to do now. I am going to call on some schools that I have not heard from in a while. So here we go now. So I don't want the raise hand feature just yet. So let me tell you who I want now. So you can put down your hands. So I want for food, Alston Primary. So food is Alston. So somebody from Alston should be able to tell me how the food budget go. What does it look like? All right, let me see who is the other school. And you see, because they're no school, this. All right, number for game, I'm looking at Cross Primary. For games, I want a student from Cross Primary. And wait there. The teacher that spoke earlier, which school were you from again, miss? You are for performance. Type it in the chat. I don't remember. You are for performance. No, that doesn't mean that the rest of you are not going to work out the questions, you know. Santora Thomas, just remind me the name of the school, please. Watch your Al Chakutan there. Sure, man. Wait, we have more questions. We have more questions. We have more questions. All right, so as we say, Alston will be working out how much money will be spent on food. Cross Primary should be working out how much money will be spent on games. And the teacher, Santora Thomas, you will be working out, your students will be working out performance. So everyone is going to work out theirs. It's just that only these 3 schools will be able to share, and I'll add other schools as we move on. Don't get upset. Enough are we there. So we are trying to include everyone as best as possible. So when you're ready, Alston, when you're ready, just use the raise hand feature. We don't have to go in any particular order once we get the responses. So whenever you're through, just use the raise hand feature and then we can start to go through with the process. So again, Alston Primary for food, Cross Primary for game, and the teacher represent the Miss Thomas for your students for performance. There are some schools that are here and I'm not seeing the school name. So if you could attach the school name to your name, that would be greatly appreciated. All right. Oh. Miss Anderson, just tell me the school. Just tell me the school and I'll change it for you. Or you can just type it in the chat. Type the school name in the chat. Wait there. Who is? All right. Thank you, Miss Anderson. All right. So we are waiting on cross primary. Oh, the budget is 7,200. It was stated in the other question. Let me go back. I forgot that some of you don't have the paper. So here it is. They said each class receives $7,200 to spend on the celebration. Your group decides to spend the money like this. So 2/3 for food, 1/8 for games, 1/6 for performances, and the rest for decorations and supplies. So your budget is $7,200. So we're waiting for cross primary and then we start. All right, so, all right. No, man, I know cross is muted, but I want use the raise hand feature when you're ready. So if you're ready, we're going to start. We are scheduled to end at 12:30. We might end a little bit sooner because we're almost at the end, but we're scheduled to end at 12:30. All right, here we go. So since everyone is through, let us go ahead and start. Alston Primary, you're going to go first and you're responsible for food. So I want the students to know, take me through the process. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Good morning.
Good morning, there. No, can't start anytime when you're ready.
The answer is 4,800.
No, Papa, I know so it go. No answer. You have to tell me how it go. How you get that, sir? You can't open your camera and show me your paper, but you have to walk me through the process. I don't want the answer. I don't want just the answer.
7,200 divided by 3 is 2,400.
I'm not go too fast for me, because I'm not even sure what going on here. So, wait, let me stop sharing. And you can open your camera and show us what is happening so everyone can see. Wait, hold on. I don't want anyone's camera to be open unless you are showing something. So Alston, so I'm going out and I'm stopping the videos. Go ahead, Alston. So show me the paper that you have so everyone can benefit from what is happening here. Show us your paper.
Miss, our camera is not working.
Oh, your camera not working. Oh my, never mind. Tell me, try to walk me through it then. Try to tell me. Let me see if I can just write on my screen so I don't get confused. Come now, what did you do first?
Miss, we divided 7,200 by 3.
So we divided 7,200 by 3.
And that is equal to 2,400.
2,400. All
That
right.
is, and that is one part of the whole.
What you say now? So this is one part.
Yes, of the whole.
So how much parts the whole have?
3.
Oh, all right. So the whole is 7,200. And we divide this into 3 equal parts. So one part is 2,400. So what
Yes, miss.
fraction does this 2,400 represent? What fraction of the whole does the 1/3? Awesome. Look at you. Great job. So if 1/3 is 2,400, so what is 2/3? How am I gonna get that now?
Miss, you multiply 2,400 times 2.
Brother, suppose me can't like the multiplication and give me a fight. Is there another way that I can do this?
Add. You can add.
What me I go add?
2,400 plus 2,400.
That seemed like it better for me. 2,400.
Plus 2,400.
All right. So your answer will be the same though?
Yes, miss.
You sure?
Yes, miss.
What am I supposed to get?
4,800.
0, 0, 4 plus 4 are 8. 2 plus 2 are 4. All right. And you say if I multiply 2,400 times 2 and I add 2,400 plus 2,400, I get, all right, that look like it makes sense. So we spent 4,800 on food. Ooh, this wrong. Never mind me, because I have $488. All right, let me fix this. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Alston. Give yourself pats on the shoulder. You did a great job. And I understood when you explained. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, miss.
All right. So next in line, we have, is there anyone that has any questions for Alston? Because Alston look like them can answer all of the questions. Any questions for Alston? All right. You know, see how soon I get clapped. Somebody know how to use the emojis, man. All right. So for game now, we're looking for cross primary. So we know that for food, we're going to be spending $4,800. So now we're trying to figure out how much money we are going to be spending on food. Cross primary and infant, you can go ahead and unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Serafina.
Una really try to stress me out with these names. Tell me your first name again, darling.
Serafina
What's your last name? I think I'll have a better handle on your last name.
McDonald.
All right, McDonald, go ahead.
Okay. So we divide the 1/8 by the 7,200.
Oh man, wait a little bit. You have to tell me what you write. I'm not sure where you're saying no. Let me try one different color. Come now. What you say now? What you say I must do now?
So we multiply the 1/8 by the 7,200.
So 1/8 and I'm multiplying it by 7,200. Like so?
Yes.
All right. And then what now?
Then we do 8 into itself goes 1 time.
All right.
And then we multiply 8 into 72.
We multiply.
We divide 8 into 72. That equals 8 into 72 goes 9 times.
Uh-huh.
Then we add the zeros to the
We
9.
just add them, so where were they all along? Where did they go? Where did they go?
They're still there.
They're still there. All right. So you say, oh, this go now.
And then it equals to 900.
So we would have spent $900 on games.
Yes, miss.
All right. All right. Me not so sure about that add the zero something there, no. Me no know how me feel about it. Me not so sure. The add the zero something. So then all right. All right. So they would have spent $900 on games.
Yes, miss.
Right. All right. Somebody saying something?
Miss, it's not just the 72. Let's cross out everything.
So it is 7,200.
Yes, miss.
So I'm trying to figure out how many. So you're telling me that how many groups of 8 I can get from 7,200 would be 900. All right. All right.
Yes, miss.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you, Cross Primary. Awesome job. Pats on the shoulder. So I'm looking for Miss Thomas. It's your turn now. What's it? Oh, your name go again? Tora. I can't find you, Miss Thomas. Oh, I found you. Go ahead.
Good morning, miss.
Good morning. Remind me of the school again because I totally forgot the school name.
Simon Primary and Infant.
Simon. Me don't know how me forget. Come now. Come.
Yes, miss.
Wait, your background too noisy. Tell the persons that are talking to shh, little bit.
Miss first.
All right. So we're saying you're working out for performances. So how this go now?
Miss, first we divide 1/6 into 7,200 because
let me
it
get
is
one
our
different.
budget.
All right. So you say it's 1/6 divided by
into 7,200.
all right. At least you say no. At least you have on your paper. This is what you have on your paper
Yes,
because
miss.
this is what you said. This is what you have on your paper. 1/6 divided by 7,200.
Yes, miss.
All right. What me do now? What do I do now?
6 into 7, miss.
No,
So
me
it's
can't
one
do this.
time.
No, me can't do it. So, because I divide
With the
here,
remainder
so.
of
No, Papa. Fix this. Here's a question. Look at the top of my screen. Wait, man. Wait, no. What if I had this? 2/3, that is a 2. It might not look like it, but it's a 2. 2/3 divided by...
this change division to multiplication.
Listen to me now, man. Listen to me. I will tell you if you change it.
Yes.
You have to pay attention to what you're saying. You hear and ensure what you're saying is what you want to represent. Which color this again? Come now. What do I do from here now?
6 times 7.
6 times 7 is what? 6 times 7 is what?
6 into 7.
6 into itself goes how many times?
1 time with a remainder of 1.
No, listen to what I'm asking. How many groups of 6 can I get out of 6? Are you hearing?
1.
Only 1. All right. How many groups of 6 can I get out of 7?
1 with a remainder of 1.
1 with a remainder of 1. How many groups of 6 can I get out of? Pardon me? Where do I go from here? Who is talking
6
to
into
me?
12. 6 goes 2 times.
Here again. And what happened to the 0 then? So it is 12. Is my answer 12?
6 into no
I'm
miss.
not.
6, then you got to say 6 into 0. Can't.
So the answer is 12?
0.
Is my answer 12?
No miss.
So what is my answer? And how did I arrive at my answer? What value is this 2? What value is this 2? All right, what value is this 2? What place
100.
value is the hundreds? So we can't just, and we would have to maintain. So we have no value for the tens and we have no value for the ones. But we are in the hundreds place. So it is 1,200 to maintain the value of the number. So, all right, thank you so much, Simon Primary. Pat yourselves on the shoulder. So I want somebody else now to tell me, Husband Store Primary, I want you to tell me how much money is left for decorations. Because they said, what we just worked out, they said food is $4,800, game is $900, and performances is $1,200. So Husband Store Primary, how much money did we spend and how much money is left for decorations and supplies? Husband Store Primary. How much money did we spend and how much do we have left for decorations and supplies? Husband Store Primary, whenever you're ready, you can unmute. Okay.
Miss,
Yes, dear.
you have to put 4,800, Miss.
I don't hear you. Say that again.
Miss, for food, Miss, you're going to do 2 over. Put down 4,800, miss.
All right, wait, let me get my pen. So it's a 4,800.
Yes, miss.
All right. Is the most I'm using. Someone not judge me here. So this is for food, okay?
For them. 900, miss.
All right, so I'm gonna put the 900 here, so.
Miss, for performance, miss. Miss, for performance, you're going to put down 1,200.
All right.
Miss, then add it, miss.
And then add it, all right? You can see if when me get, if that you get. So me get 0 here, so 0 here, so 8 and 2 are 10. 9, 4 and 1 are 5, and 14, 15. All right. Me get
In all, miss, it's
15,000.
6,000.
No, 15,000 me get. Is something wrong with mine or yours? Who does a whisper to you in that background there?
Nobody, miss.
Mine right or your right? Which one are we one right? Can I feel some my one right?
Yours is wrong, miss.
Why mine wrong? How come? Where did I
Miss-
make a mistake?
Miss, you put the 900 in the wrong place, miss.
Some enough to start with a big number. Where should I put it?
Miss, the 9 must under the 100, miss.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me rub this out there. So since you guide me on the right path, let me see if we can fix it. So this, no, you said this wrong. So that means that all of this wrong too. So we have to be careful when we're writing the values. We have to be careful with the place that they are supposed to be in. And we can't just drop them at no random spot. So you say it should be under the hundreds. Right? Where's she gonna leave me? Let me unmute you again so you can help me. Husband store, go ahead. This is where it's supposed to be.
Yes, miss.
All right. So you say how much we must get now? Let me see.
Miss, you're going to put the 0 first, miss. Then my next 0. Then you're going to add the 8 and the 9 and the 2, miss.
So 8 plus 9 is what? Beat your chest.
17, miss.
Plus 2.
19.
All right. So me put down all of the 19 down here, so?
Yes. Miss,
Yes.
you're going to put 9, miss.
All
And
right.
30, miss.
All right. So 4 plus 1
5.
plus 1. All right. So my $6,900 was spent. So if I spend $6,900, how much money leave?
Miss, miss, you're going to take away now, miss.
Take it from what? From
7,200.
out of my pocket? Wait a minute, let me take. Wait, where am I taking it from? Out of my pocket?
No, miss. Take it from 7,000.
Oh, so I'm taking it from 7,200. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Because I thought, I was supposed to take this from my pocket because I don't have this in my pockets right now. So what do I do now?
Put 6,900, then take away it all, miss.
All right. So 0 from 0.
0.
0 from 0.
0.
9 from 2.
8. You can't borrow. No, 7. Miss, you can't borrow, so you're going to go to the 7th line, miss.
To the
And
7th
borrow
line? Which 7th
Yes,
line?
ma'am.
Which place is this? Where am I going? I'm leaving from which place?
6,000.
May I leave from thousands or may I leave or may I go get something from thousand?
You're going to take away from 1,000, miss.
I'm taking
The
away
1,000
from the
like
1,000. So I'm taking a group of the 1,000. So if I take a group of the 1,000, how much is left?
6, miss.
6,000. I'm gonna put that group that I take and put it in the hundreds. So
Yes,
the 9
miss.
from the 12 gives me what now?
3.
3. And 6 from 6 gives me what?
0.
Jesus. So wait, what we can buy with $300 with for decorations? What?
Balloons, miss.
No. I mean, I don't know which balloon I'm gonna buy. Which balloon I'm gonna get? 2 balloons I'm gonna buy for $300.
It's balloon cheap.
Balloon cheap. All right. We'll see if we find some balloons for $300. All right. Thank you so much, Husband Store Primary. Pat yourselves on the shoulder. I like how you work together. I love it. All right. Moving right along, we are going to see the different approaches that we could take to answer these questions. So let me get rid of all of this. Let me just clear off my screen just a little bit. Now, if it is the case that the multiplication or the division is posing a problem, there are other ways. Not true, we can always subtract. So we are going to look at the different ways that another approach that you would take to get to the answer. Now, some students, for the first group, I don't remember which, for Alston, yes. Alston would have found the equal share. And then they would have said, what we found the 2,400 to be is a third, and then they work from there. Cross primary, they divided. But if it is the case that you're not so comfortable, that is fine. Because remember, they were telling me to multiply the 2,400 by 2. And that was a little bit challenging for me. So they said, no, man, you can go ahead and add it 2 times. And that worked out just great for me. So we are going to look at the other ways that we can work it out. So remember this, so we come up with these answers already, you know, so we just check in to say, all right, which we're sure what we get. So this is the amount. We were given $7,200, right? So that is 7,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. And 200. Just consider these money, right? So we are going to share it now. So they said 2/3 is food. But remember, Alston told us that they calculated 1/3. So this is just a different way of working it out. So we know that this whole consisted of 3/3. So we are sure all 3. And we're going to use this money now and share it equally in 3 equal parts. So let us go ahead and do that. So we're sharing, going ahead and we're sharing. So even though we're sharing it in 3 equal parts, we know say it's 2/3 of this is food, but we just going to go on and share. But down here, so now we realize that we have $1,000 and we have 3 equal parts. So how can we share that $1,000? We are going to break it into hundreds because that's easier to share in 3 equal parts. So we are renaming now, changing the $1,000 to $100. And when we do that now, we realize that it is easier for us to share it equally, 3 equal parts. And we share so till we don't have no money leave. We just share. If it is the case that we find that we have money leave and we cannot share it as is, we have to break it into smaller parts. So now that we shared it into 3 equal parts, we can now take out what we need, which is 2/3. So since we just need 2/3, now we're going to check up now what the total amount is. And that amount is $4,800. As I said, this is just another way of doing it. I know you understand it the other way, but this is just another way to show if it is the case that you get flustered in the exam, never fear. There's always another way that you can work it out. So don't worry about it. I'm seeing a hand and I don't know which hand just came up. I don't know. So if you can type the question in the chat, I can go from there if you have a question. Somebody said, Miss, you're wrong. Remember, say I did fix 900 properly. I didn't even see that. But thank you so much for guiding me throughout that process. All right, is there anything that you're not certain of for this part? Could you lower the hands for me, please? So if anyone has a question throughout this, I can just get to it. Lower the hands for me, please. All right, there is a... Oh, yes, yes, yes. That was the total. Performance. Yeah, but we said that, yes. All right, so here we go now. We still see some hands, but let's move right along. So, and again, we're just going to be sharing the funds that we have. We're just going to be sharing. Since we know what the food is, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did for the food. Similar to what we did for the food, but we're doing it for the games now. Now we have 8 8. So we are sharing the $7,200 equally. But before, we had 3/3. So the thousands, it was easy for us to share. But that's just $7,000 we have. So we can't just simply give each of them $1,000. So we have to make it simpler. So we are going to change the 1,000 to 100. Question though, for anyone. Is there another way that I could change it? If I didn't want to change it to hundreds, is there another way to change it? Could I change it to another note instead of the $100 notes? What if I didn't want to change it to the $100 notes? All right, Tollgate Primary, go ahead.
We can. Let's go, Michaela.
Go ahead, Tollgate. Morning there.
Miss, you could change the $1,000 notes to $500 or $50.
All right. Which one you think would have been simpler? Which one you think would be easier? So we don't have too much.
The $500.
The $500. So we could have changed it, the $1,000 to $500. Thank you so much, Tollgate Primary. So you see, there are always different ways. So if you see me doing it one way, and you see someone else presenting it another way, there are always other ways. Whichever way works for you, that is the method that you're going to use. So come now, because me done do my $100 them already. And we have changed them out. So me get the $1,000. And you realize that with this now, when I change $1,000, I get 10 $100, but me only have space for 8. So with the extra 2, I put them to the left because me not share it out yet. So I'm doing that until I'm through with all of the $1,000 notes. But then I realize that I still have some $100 each up in the corner and I still have to share those. So you share everything until everybody have money and none no leave out. We don't want no remainder. Everybody should get it and it should be equally distributed. Now, based on this, we know that is 1/8 of it we want. Because 1/8 will be spent on games. So we just highlight with 1/8, add up the money there, and that's how we know what portion of the budget should go to games. And then the next part is pretty much the same thing. Performance, How many 1/6 do you think we're going to have? You can type it in the chat. How many 1/6 would we have to share? How many 6 we're going to have? 6. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mineralized Christian Prep and Alston. Awesome. So we're going to go again and we're going to do that part of it. So we have with 6, 6, and then we go so and we share. Remember, if the money can share as is, we not bother make it no simpler. We just use it as is. But where we find that we are not able to share it as is, we make it simpler in a note where it is easier for us to share. And we go on and we share and we share. And then because we only need 1/6 for performance, we're taking out that amount, and that is what we have. So we know that the decorations, so for the second part now, they said that decorations will cost $1,400. But a while ago when we check you up, we only have $300 leave. So obviously we can't afford no decoration. So they said decorations will cost $1,400. Do you have enough money left to pay for it? We work out that part there already because we know so we don't have enough. We don't have enough. How much did we work out that we had? We worked it out. How much did we have? How much money we have left after we pay for everything else? What was the amount of money that we had remaining? You can type it in the chat. How much money did we have left? $300. Thank you so much, Elgin Primary and Infant. So they're asking us, because we did this part already, you know, so we only had $300 left. This is how it go. Food, $4,800. Performance, $1,200. And games, $900. And when we go so and do the maths, here is where we are renaming now. If you do the money part, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $1,000. And then we go so boops now and we count the $100. We realize so we have 10. So if we have 10 $100, we can definitely change that to $1,000. So we add it. And then we see if this make another 10. No, we short by 1. So we have $6,900. So that is what we would have worked out just now. So this is just showing you the money aspect of it. What is left? So they're asking us, this is another way that we could have done it, and this is the approach that you would have taken. So we know how this part go already. So what they're asking us to do now, after we figure out this part, is to redo the budget. So yes, we had a plan before, and we realized that when we worked it out, it never made no sense. Because we can't buy balloons alone for decorations for Jamaica Day. We need some little bit of material and such. Because we know on Jamaica Day, the teachers go all out with the school. We don't have green material, we don't have yellow material, we don't have black material, balloon and such. So the $300 really wouldn't work. So there's a way now that we have to figure out how to redo the budget to ensure that we have enough money to buy up some more things, man, because we need the material and we need the balloons. So they say based on the amount of money each class will get and the cost of decorations as stated in part 3B, which is $1,400, write the fraction of the budget that should be used for decorations. So they said the decoration costs $1,400. They're asking you to write the fraction of the budget that represents. How would we do that? We need somebody to guide me as to what will happen. I want to need to explain it to me as clear as possible as to how I go about doing this. So we are redoing the budget. So what they're saying is that we have $1,400 to be spent on decoration. What fraction of the budget is that? And how would I get that information now? All right, Rock River Primary, we're not hear from you yet. Go ahead. You can unmute Rock River Primary. I'm hearing you, Rock River Primary. Go ahead.
Shantoya is going to speak, miss.
All right, no
Shantoya.
problem, Mrs. Henry.
Good morning. I am Shantaya again.
Good morning, Shantoya. Go ahead.
What you're going to do to make the fraction, you're going to put, because we have 1,400, so we're going to, for decoration, that's how much we need. So
Okay.
what we are going to do is put 1,400 into over 7,200.
So it's 1,400 divided by
Over,
7,200.
yes, miss.
All right.
Cancel it.
We're dividing by 100. If I have 1,400 divided by 100, what is left?
1,400.
No, man. 1,400 divided by 100. What is
14.
left? 14. Awesome. So that's what we are doing first. And if we're dividing 7,200 by 100, what is left?
72.
72. Awesome. So now we can go ahead and simplify this. So tell me what to do now.
So I'm going to put the you're going to cross out the 14.
Cross out. Cross it out. Why? Tell me what is happening.
You're going to divide the 14 by 2.
All right. So how many groups of 2 can I get from 14?
14. 7.
7. Awesome. How many groups of 2 can I get from 72?
36.
All right. So how many groups can I get from 7? Just to make sure that we. How many groups of 2 can I get from 7?
3,
How
miss.
3? Will I have a remainder?
Yes, miss.
How much?
1.
1. And how many groups of 2 can I get from 12?
6.
6. So for the person that weren't sure how she got the 36, that's how we got it. Can this be made any simpler? Is there a number that can go into both 7 and 36 without leaving a remainder?
No.
No, ma'am. So here we go. So our answer is 7 upon 36. Great job. Awesome. Anyone is not sure as to what just happened?
Miss.
No, not you. You know, just work it out. All right. And that's how we got it. I am going to now show what I had before. No, it is the total amount of money, the total amount for decoration. Yeah, let me erase all of this. Right. So it's the total amount for decorations over the total amount of spending money. So we know that our budgets and how we determine our spending money is our budget. We were told how much money we had to spend. So that's how we know. So it is 1,400 up 1,400 upon 7,200. And we are dividing by 100, which gives us 14 upon 72. And then we simplify, dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2, which gives us 7 upon 36. All right. Now, here is the fun part now. And I'm taking 10 responses here. Let me just ask this part first. Look at the reduced fraction. How many equal parts is the whole shared into? Type it in the chat for me. How many equal parts is the whole shared into? All right, Mrs. Bailey, I don't remember which school. Kelly, I remember, I know you told me now. All right. Most persons in the chat are saying 36. Awesome. So the whole is divided into 36 equal parts. Awesome. Now that we have that out of the way, here's the other part of the question. Ooh, let me not do that. No. Using your answer from question 4A, split the rest of the budget into 3 parts: food, games, and performance, making sure that food gets the biggest part. Show your split. Show how you split the budget, that the whole budget has been shared between decorations, food, games, and performance. So I want to see how everything is shared. So we know we have decorations, we have food, games, and performance. So since your whole is divided into 36 equal parts, show me how you're going to share it up now. How you're going to distribute the money with only one criteria. Food gets the biggest part. So let me tell you how I'm going to take this now. Some persons may not hear from come on, may not hear from some people. Like Collington Primary, I haven't heard from you. I want to know how you're going to share it up. Collington Primary. I heard from Cedar Valley. Be ready to share. Gravel Hill. Green Park. Johnsall. Helix Primary. You realize how many school names I'm calling? So these are the different options. These are how many options you have. So if by any chance you're in the exam, there are some questions, by any chance you're in the exam and your eyes wander on someone else's paper, you see they might have something different from what you have. Don't change what you have. First and foremost, your eye not supposed to be wandering on someone else's paper. But if it happens, don't be disturbed by what you see, because your answers can come in many different forms. For some questions, that is. So I have Kellett, Lesterfield, Matney. All right, I'm going to stop there. Come in, see us soon on lunchtime. All right. All right, so here we go. So I have Collington, Cedar Valley, Gravel Hill, Green Park, Johnsall, Kellett, Lesterfield, and Matney. Holy for Samsung there. All right. Wanstead. And Yorktown. All right, me read it down now. All right, let's go. So I am going to start off with Collington. Collington, you ready? If you're ready, just use the raise hand feature now so I can get to you quickly. Collington. So once the schools that I would have identified, once you're ready, just use your raise hand feature and then we will go from there. So remember, it's Collington, Cedar Valley, Gravel Hill, Green Park, Johns Hall, Kellett's Primary, Lesterfield, Mackney, Wanstead, and Yorktown. Oh, and Chapelton. Oh, God. Jesus. Push down. Who is ready? James. Let's not look at him. All right, Collington, you're up. You can go ahead and unmute. Mineralize what's in. See? Oh, Jones. All right, I didn't say mineralized primary, but now that you popped up on my screen, mineralized, are you ready? You can go ahead and unmute. Wait, you guys not hearing me? Because me say unmute and no one is unmuting. Mrs. Johnson Taylor?
Unmute now. 12.
Wait, 12 what? Where that 12 come from? We not just a ball out 12, so I shot me with 12. Where did that 12 come from? And don't want to hear Mrs. Taylor's mouth. What you wanna gone? Collington, are you ready? Cedar Valley. No, man. All right, so Cedar Valley here. Go ahead, Cedar Valley.
Miss,
Yes, dear.
we have just started on the online video, so
Oh
we're
my
not so
word.
catching on.
Oh my. Jesus, you know how much we cover? I'm so sorry.
Miss,
Yes, dear. All right. So why the schools that are called, they're not putting up their hand? I'm going to choose some other schools in a Kellett's. You're not ready? Lesterfield, Mackney, Wanstead, Chapelton. Yeah, Mayor Barlow, Chapelton, and Chapelton is here. I am so sorry, Mrs. Bailey. Go ahead, Chapelton, Chapelton Primary. Mrs. Bailey, you can unmute. All right, I'm just going to select from the schools that are here, and we go from there. So, Tollgate Primary, after you go Tollgate, please to lower your hand. Go ahead, Tollgate Primary. All right. Milk River Primary and Infants, go ahead. Wait, everybody.
Good.
Milk River, you're supposed to say good. Let me look and tell you. Good morning. It's still morning. Go ahead now, Milk River Primary.
Good morning.
Good morning there. Go ahead and tell me how you shared your budget.
Miss, you're gonna multiply 3 over 36 times that load of Miss, we are coming, Miss.
All right. All right. I think I figured out what is the problem. I don't want the dollar value. I want the fractional representation of how you would distribute the budget. So I don't want the dollar value. I want to know how you're going to share the whole with these 4 parts. So I don't want the dollar value yet. I just want to know how you're going to share the fraction with these 4 parts. So how are you going to distribute it? So we know that of the 36 parts, decorations would have taken 7 of the 36. So now how are you going to distribute the other parts? I am so sorry if this was not clear, but I do not want the dollar value. I want the fractional portion that will be given. So remember before we would have said that 2/3 for food, 1/8 for game, 1/6 for performance. I want the fractional representation of how the budget will be distributed, not the dollar value. So let us go again, Milk River. Are you not ready yet? Let me start from the top again. Chapelton Primary, go ahead. Helix Primary, go ahead. Helix, your microphone is open, but I'm not hearing anything. Yes,
Good morning.
Kelly's primary. I'm hearing you now.
Good morning, everyone. I distributed mine. So we already know that decoration got 7 out of the 36. So food would have got 15 out of 36. Performance 8 out of 36.
Wait
And
there. You don't see me right. Give me a minute. Let me just write what you have. All right, we said that the decoration is already established as 7 out of the 36. You say food is 8?
No, 15 out of the
15 out of the 36.
Performance is 8 out of the 36.
8
And
of the 36.
Games is 66 out of 36.
All right, and we know that this would be equal to 36 out of 36 because 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. 30 plus 6 is 36. Great job, Kelly's primary. Please to lower your hand. Thank you so much. Rest primary, go ahead. Rest, your microphone is open. How did you distribute? All right, going back to Mrs. Bailey, Chapelton Primary, go ahead. Mrs. Bailey, Chapelton.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
My name is Adriana McPherson.
All right, Adriana, how did you distribute?
For the food, I have 13 over 36.
How much?
13 over 36.
13, okay, upon 36, great.
For the game, I have 9 over 36.
9 out of the 36.
For the performance, I have 7 over 36.
7 out of 36.
Give the first.
So let us check. So we would have had the 7 for the decoration. That is a given. So 7 plus 13 gives us 20. Then 29 plus the 6 gives us 36. Not true?
Yes, miss.
Awesome. Great job, Chapelton. Pat yourselves on the shoulder. Any other? Let me see who else is there. Rest. Let me try you again. Rest primary. Go ahead. Chapelton, please lower your hand. All right. Miss Douglas, I don't remember the name of the school. Go ahead. Miss Douglas, you can unmute.
Roswell Primary School.
All right, Rosewell, go ahead and tell me your combination.
My name is Nashima Monroe, and for the food, I got 18 over 36.
18.
The games.
Wait. My 18 looks funny, but I know that that is 18. 18 upon 36 for games.
6 over 36.
6 upon 36. And
And
performance.
for 5 over 36.
All right, so we have, does that work out to the 36? So we have 11. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. Not true? Am I right? Oh, I should turn off our microphone. Lower your hands for me, please, Rosewell. And Mineralites. Go ahead, Mineralites. Christian Prep.
Okay, so my name is Jordan Hewitt, and for the food, I have 24 over 26.
I'm hardly hearing you.
My name is Jordan Hewitt, and
Mhm.
I have 24 over 36.
24.
Yes,
So 24 upon 36 for the food.
and 1 over 36 for the game.
1 upon 36 for the games. Performance.
And for the performance, it's 2 over 36.
All right. I think we're on the same page as to how much we value the food. So we would have had 7. Wait a man. So this workout, 7 plus 3 gives us what? I'm not so sure about this, 7 plus 3 is what? 7 plus 3.
10.
10. 10 plus 24.
4.
Huh?
4.
34. What is our whole? How many parts do we need to have? We should have 36 parts. So we should distribute 36 parts. So you're short 2 parts. So where would you put the 2 parts that you are short? So
For the game.
put it where?
Game.
For the game. So instead of having 1 for the game, how many?
3 over 36.
So I would have 3 out of the 36 for the game. Ensure that whatever decision you have made, it add up to the 36 parts, right? Because we're not trying to save any money. All right, please don't lower your hand. Melodize Christian Prep. Mrs. Johnson Taylor, go ahead. Wait.
My name is Jasania, and the answers that I got, mineralized primary, and the answers that I got, food is for 18 over 36.
18
Performance
upon-
is 6.
Uh-huh.
Performance is 6 over 36.
And let me guess
Performance.
it. Oh, performance. Oh, so you
Yes.
switch this one. All right. And then
And the
games.
is for
5.
12 over 30. Miss 3 over 36. 3 over 30.
Wait it. This is 3. Games is 3.
So games would be, it's 3 over 36.
All right, no. So add this up and tell me if you get 36.
So 18
Plus 3. Beat your chest.
Miss, so it would be, it was be 18 plus 3, 21. 21 plus 6, 28. Miss, 20, so Miss, it would be actually, would be, Miss 9 over 36 instead for the games.
Remember, say you already have decoration for 7, but I'm going to change it and you check it again and tell me if it right. Yeah?
Okay, all right.
All right. So make sure you say this a 9, not true?
Okay. Thank you. 9 over 36.
All right. So go on. Remember, say decorations over here, so It's a
18
decoration here. We are going to come right here, so. So it is, decoration is 7 upon 36. So 7 plus the 18 is what?
7 plus 18.
Beat your chest.
25.
So 25 plus the 9.
34.
34 plus 6.
34 plus 6.
40. 40. How much parts we have?
36 after.
So how we go?
So games would be what, 12, Miss. What's that?
So wait, we are at 40 out of the 36 and we need to be 36 out of 36. You're at 40 now. You need to add or you need to remove some. Are we over?
So we're gonna remove
What are we removing?
games.
How much we're taking off games?
3. No, not 3. Yes. 3, miss.
Listen. What is the total that you're trying to get to? What is the number that you're trying to get to?
36.
Where are you now?
At 40.
How much over your limit are you?
6.
Are true?
No, 4. 4, miss. 4.
4. So how much do you need to remove?
So, 2, miss.
If you're over by 4, how much do you need to remove to get to where you want to be?
Miss.
2.
So
if it's 40 and I remove 2 from 40, how much is that?
38. So you will remove 4, miss. So it will be 18, 5, 6, and 7.
All right, great job. Awesome. You realize I never have to tell you nothing, you figure it out on your own, and that is great.
And then you
But-
go.
Let's go.
So 18 plus
5, you say?
yes. So
18 plus 5 is?
20 plus 6 equals.
Wait, let me never hear what 18 plus 5 is. 18 plus 5 is what?
23.
23 plus 6?
29.
29 plus 7?
36.
Great job. Awesome. Great job. All right. So this is where we're going to end today. I don't want to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darlings. Bye. This is where we're going to close off with this question. I'm not going to take any more, but teachers, you get the gist of it, you get the ideas that we're trying to bring across. So let me just show you what we did here. Lord Jesus. So if I take 7 from it, oh my Lord, let me remove all of this. All right. So if I take 7 of the whole, we're trying to figure out what would be remaining. Sorry. So we'd have 29 parts remaining, and we're trying to distribute the 29 parts. And these are just a few ways that we could distribute it, the different parts. Only one criteria they had, and it was that food should have the most. And you realize a few of the responses that we would have received would have been here as well. So this is where we would end for today. Thank you so much for your participation. But there are some things that I want you to consider before you go away. Ensure you read the prompt and instructions carefully. Just a while ago, we said we have 36 equal parts. We have to take that into consideration. No one made the mistake of not giving food the most, because we all are lovers of food. So we would never make that mistake. That is for sure. Highlight important information from the prompts by underlining them. Think long-term and follow through with your responses. Normally, when you get questions, what happens is that part A is related to part B, and it is related to part C. So just work accordingly and go back to what was there prior to that. Always think of what goal you need to meet per task. So what are the criteria that were given? What are some things that you need to take into consideration? You know, we had a budget. We had to work within that budget. You know, we had to redo the budget because we did not have enough for the decorations. Those are the things. Whatever information is given to you, it is something that they think that you need. So pay attention to the information that is given on the task. And check that you have attempted all parts of the questions. No. Sometimes just the first part and the first part of the question is so nice and it's easy and it's clear. But then when you get to part B and part C, you get flustered. Don't do that. Take a breather. Just ensure that you attempt all of the parts. Don't leave anything blank. Ensure that you try the question. So no matter give up. lock the paper and start sleep, thinking that, all right, no, them are do too much now. This is too much. Please try to attempt all of the questions. Remember, at the end of the day, these grades will assist you to get to where you want to be, your school of choice. So you have to pay attention, practice, practice, practice. Whatever it is that we would have covered, whatever Miss would have gone through with you, whatever papers you would have received and you get them. Miss or sir didn't give you the paper to take home and put it in your bag for souvenir. They gave you the paper so that you can go through the paper when you get home. Look at the mistakes that you would have made and make a note of them. So in the event that you get anything close to what you would have gotten in class, that you know not to make the very same mistakes again. Ensure that all working is shown on the paper and you don't just write your answers. Please. The teachers would have put in all the work. So now it's your turn to do your part. They cannot come to the exam with you. They cannot do the paper for you. So now is the time where you show all the work that your teacher would have put in for the past year, 3 terms. So now it's time for you to show up and show out for your teachers. Today was great. You did well. You did exceptionally well for persons who did not get it the first time. I liked how you stuck to task and you got it at the end. So well done. Well done, well done, well done. Are there any questions that you might have? Let me stop sharing. Any questions, anyone? Any questions? All right, so if there are no questions, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for taking part. Thank you so much for being a fabulous audience, for being willing to be vulnerable. And even though you're never so sure of the answer sometimes, but still being willing to ask. When you get the paper, for those who don't yet have it, just see if you can go through on your own without the teacher's assistant. See how much of it you are able to do on your own, how much of it you would have remembered, how many of the concepts you would have done before and just want to go through it a little bit more. So if there are no more questions, have